This is Gary, the vegan carburetor, and you knew this one was coming. Also, I haven't made a video on RFK becoming health secretary yet. I noticed he did an interview on TV and thought this would be a good one to cover, to react to. And I purposely avoided hearing what his positions are on food and health so I could do a real-time reaction. I'm at my best that way. You can see my real reaction in real time, where I don't have to act. No teleprompter. Well, I haven't made a video in 2 weeks now, and I just wanted to say that I told you so. And I just might be saying that again at the end of this video. I have my suspicions for reasons that should be obvious, and my viewer base already knows my positions. Not only have I been a health and diet enthusiast for 30 plus years, but I follow politics closely too, and often combine them in my videos. And so this is a perfect video for me to do. That's why people knew it was coming. Okay, I'm going to watch this and just give my reactions.
All right, so the movement to make America healthy again is underway, led by Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. earlier.
The movement is underway. Is it?
Well, today he met with leaders of America's largest food companies, which might have been a little bit awkward considering Secretary Kennedy is
encouraging them to change, right? I find it kind of strange, my first reaction there, that he would meet with food industry leaders. Shouldn't the government just implement rules and regulate? I see a problem there. They can't do it that way. What are they going to do? Try to bribe the companies? That's the way. That's the MAGA way. I just thought of another suspicion, but I don't want to get too negative here. I'm keeping an open mind on him. There might be some things I agree with greatly and disagree with. Oh, by the way, something I agree with is the title of this video. JFK says, "We are poisoning ourselves." Yeah, especially him. Did you see his face? Since I have now put down his looks, I have to point out he is 71 years old. That partially explains it. And I have to say my age, too. I'm 56, and notice I have none of that baggage. So 15-year difference, that's substantial, but it's not that much, especially for me. Yeah, we're poisoning ourselves. But something I noticed in politics is conservatives never cared about this before. Matter of fact, maybe I have some clips.
Some companies are already taking steps on their own to move towards healthier options. Now, if you haven't...
Yeah, I heard about this. Why would that be happening? Yeah, the mind races.
Been to Steak and Shake, you gotta go. I had 2 double burgers and they were phenomenal. On their own to move towards healthier options. Now, if you haven't been to Steak and Shake, you gotta go. I had 2 double.
He's just all of a sudden he's just promoting some fast food place right after saying the movement has begun to get America healthy.
Burgers, and they were phenomenal. Their fries were phenomenal. Now they recently
announced how they make them phenomenal is by processing them and adding ingredients. You got your salt, your MSG, maybe they even put sugar on those fries. When you take something and try to make it taste better, you're always adding stuff, and that's going to be refined stuff. It's the cheap way to go too.
Announced that they will be frying their French fries in beef tallow rather than seed oils. So I caught up with the secretary at one of the Florida locations of Steak and Shake for a wide-ranging interview.
How did I know, people? I saw it coming. Well, I'm in this community, see. The big problem with the world today is that the crazy stuff on the internet is seeping into real life. Social media and the dynamics, conditions of how social media works. It ends up being mostly crazy stuff. The craziest stuff is the stuff that gets promoted and gets the most attention. Then it gets into all our subconscious. Now it's gone into the mainstream, and here we are. Beef tallow. Where have we heard that? I know I've heard that. Maybe I can get a clip for you.
This is the rendered trim fat, and this is the rendered beef suet. Pretty interesting. I think they're both from the same animal. This smells like beef tallow. This smells like cow shit. So I'm not looking forward to this.
Let's play part one. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it. Before you got here, I already had a burger, so I'm having another. I'm breaking my diet. I'm breaking my diet. I am pretty much full on keto.
About an hour ago, I was in the kitchen thinking, okay, I'm about to start another one of these videos. How am I going to do it better so it doesn't get out of hand? And I thought, I'm going to have a lot of comments, so keep the comments short. Hannity's making it really tough. And I also said, just don't get myself started. I got nearly 100 videos that are related to keto. Keto is a scam.
I eat basically meat and eggs. I made an exception today. I had it on them.
See, I saw this coming like 8 years ago, people. I knew that the craziness on the internet, no matter what it is, it's going to seep into the mainstream. We're here. Without craziness, the superficial craziness on the internet, and where the craziness rises to the top, that's now risen to the top of the real world. Most powerful person on the planet, highest position on the planet, would not be that person without social media craziness. And I've covered the carnivore diet since it started in mid-2018. I'm an expert on that. I probably know more about the diet than the people doing it. Same with keto. Oh, a lot of people don't even realize, most of the people who say they're on the keto diet, they think they're in ketosis. They're not actually in ketosis. They just think they are because they don't understand it. This guy's saying that as if it's a good thing. I didn't think it would be this bad. But this is just Hannity. We haven't heard from RFK yet, but I suspect. So let's get to it, get this over with.
And it was really good. Explain the difference between seed oil and tallow and why this is a big deal.
Processed foods and seed oil is one of the components of processed foods, and that is, all the science indicates that ultra processed foods are the principal culprit.
Says you.
And this extraordinary explosion, the epidemic we have of chronic disease. We have 66% of adults are diabetic or pre-diabetic.
For all the vegans out there who don't pay attention to politics and never heard of this guy before and never heard his voice, I've been telling you for about 8 years that politics is important. This is all going to seep over into politics one day. And the only way you can stop that, we didn't stop it by debunking the carnivore diet almost like 4 days a week, which I was doing all through the second half of 2018, and then another 50, 100 videos after that. The only way you can stop it is by voting. If all the decent people in America voted, this guy would not be Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Diabetes and other mitochondrial diseases.
Oh, and this is real, people. This is real. This is not parody. This is a real guy here. This isn't a comedian.
Costing America more than our military budget. We spend 2 to 3 times on health care what other countries do, and we have the worst outcomes.
And we eat more steak and bacon and eggs than any other country.
We are poisoning ourselves. And it's coming from, principally these ultra-processed foods. And what we're trying to do, and this President Trump.
I'm already well too familiar with this. He's basically aligning with this keto carnivore Weston price bullshit we've been hearing on the internet. And what he's doing here is using processed food as a scapegoat to get steak and eggs, beef, and fat off of the hook. I was saying this when Katie Couric made her documentary, anti-sugar thing. Just getting fat off the hook is all it is.
Incentivize companies like this one to switch to traditional ingredients like beef tallow.
Oh, by the way, here you go.
Here's this tea.
Never heard it called traditional ingredients. We hear primal and what's the other term? Similar to the traditional.
The whole foods, meat-based diet based upon the forgotten wisdom of our carnivorous past. It teaches us a traditional way of eating, ancestral relating to what we as humans have done for thousands and thousands of years.
Take the red basket. I'll take those trays back for you. Okay?
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not
Is
yours.
that?
This is you,
This
Sean.
is
Oh, this is me? Okay, thank you.
ridiculous.
Secretary. This is for you. All right, gentlemen. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you. You didn't pick up my Coke, did you?
Huh? Get your coat. I got you, buddy.
Miss
This
Small.
is how lost America is.
Your country is in big trouble. Stupid president.
Meathead, dead from the neck up.
Some people gleefully are malicious because that's, for some reason, is what gets them off.
Now, seed oils don't have to get rancid. It depends on how you store them and how you process them. But why get the industry to keep those fats from getting rancid and miss the entire boat of promoting the animal industries and stopping this vegan movement? And I think the same thing would be true for animal fats. Can't those go rancid?
If you take beef fat and you essentially simmer it or boil it instead of melting it low and slow, you're going to oxidize the fats. It's going to denature the nutrients. It's going to be harder to digest. Since we're melting this tallow at a low temperature, it will be okay to cook with it in the future. Cooking with tallow more than 2 or 3 times, it's usually recommended that you take it out of the pan, especially once you've taken it to the smoke point. So what's the consensus, guys? Grass-fed fat is hit or miss.
Our eggs are 160% higher.
This Seattle cafe now on high alert after this surveillance video shows robbers breaking in and stealing more than 500 of the breakfast staple.
Some consumers are turning to a novel idea: rent the chicken.
For people who say they can't afford eggs, well, here you go. Stop eating eggs. That reminds me. I made a Reddit post. I got myself deleted for posting my egg video, which was meant to be a video to turn you off of eggs. They didn't like that. You see, people don't want a solution, the real solution. Americans are buying too much food, more than they need, and then they're complaining about the cost while buying weight loss drugs to try to get rid of the fat.